We all know that whoever created the universe made a decision to make black people the first human beings on the planet. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 says, "And God said, let us make man in our own image and let them have dominion over all things on earth." Black people were created and given the power to rule over all creations, and indeed they did so for thousands of years. Black people were the first people on the planet to establish a civilization. They were the first people to develop family units, laws, currencies, politics, education, architecture, medicine, spirituality. Black people were the first people to understand how melanin works and how special it was. Melanin in ancient Africa was the basis of African spirituality, but when a mutation occurred as recorded in Genesis 6, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair. When Africans started giving birth to non-melanated or slightly melanated people, inclusion became a problem, and therefore all non-melanated people were kicked out of the continent into the inferno called hell to establish survival in Europe. European civilization began in the cold caves in Rome, with the founders being Remulus and his twin brother Remus, who had to survive in the wilderness through suckling a she-wolf. Wolves took care of them until safety, hence the narrative dog is a man's best friend. When the twins grew up and learned about their identity, they decided to go back and retaliate.
Colors are not a mixture between black and white. First of all, we are the descendants of the first people of the world according to science. Not only of South Africa. Every nation on the planet derives from us. The Chinese, the DNA is traced back to us. The Indians, the white men, the black men. Scientifically proves that all of them come from us. So, being us is being most original. There's no one that's more original than us.
Yes, let us return to the beginning. The black race, as seen in the Akashic field, did not simply emerge from evolution alone. They were designed with divine intention, birthed through a fusion of Earth's sacred energies and cosmic influence from advanced beings who seeded consciousness across worlds. They are the first children of Earth, and Africa was chosen as the womb of civilization because of its powerful ley lines, rich electromagnetic field, and deep connection to the soul of the planet, Gaia. The earliest black humans were created to be living temples, capable of holding great spiritual knowledge and cosmic memory. The beings involved in this process were not myth. They were real, interdimensional, and benevolent. One, the Syrians, especially from Sirius B, came as teachers and genetic architects. They worked with Gaia to fine-tune the human vessel, designing it to resonate with light frequencies. They infused melanin into the skin, not just for solar protection, but as a receiver of cosmic information, a sacred technology that allowed the body to communicate with the stars. The Anahazi, feline, luminous beings from the Lyran-Syrian matrix helped establish the energetic grid for human consciousness.
The first humans lived in Africa, and almost certainly had dark skin. This was an amazing biological adaptation that our ancient ancestors had inherited. It allowed them safe access to the sunny savanna grasslands of Africa, where our species first showed up on the global scene. Their dark skin protected their skin cells from the damaging and harmful effects of UV radiation. So how was it that our dark-skinned ancestors, at the earliest dawn of our time in a remote region of Africa, how did our species go from there to occupying just about every habitable patch of land on Earth and featuring a diverse array of skin colors? To answer that, let's track human migration on a journey from Africa out into the world.
I don't think Africans should be calling themselves black. We have the most genetic diversity in the African continent, and we're reducing it to a skin color. That's a mockery of us as an African peoples. I would rather us call each other with our tribes, actually, than with our skin color. Like, it just bases us all to one level when There's so much to learn from us. Our history, our traditions, our spiritualities have been lost because of this. And I know it has a lot to do with American influence, but that is not our story, especially for the Africans who we've been here all our life. Yes, we can empathize because we've all gone through some form of colonization, slavery, being segregated. But especially as a Kenyan woman, I think we should focus on us. I think we should focus on not integration yet with a larger society, but integration with ourselves, understanding of ourselves and our culture. Yeah, those are my thoughts for today.
The first human being to walk around on this planet was black. If you like it or not, black people are the origin of mankind. I said what I said. It is most widely believed that early human beings emerged in East Africa, in regions such as Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Kenya. But why are some of us white now? Well, wanderlust seems to be something that is deeply rooted inside of us. The first human beings expanded their territories and started to explore and populate the rest of the globe. As we all know, nature is the master of adaptation.
The Egyptians are not African. I'm sorry.
Do you know where Egypt is?
Yes, it's in
Where?
North Africa.
Okay, stop. You stop right there. You just said that you said the Egyptians are not African.
Are white South Africans
No,
African?
wait. Yes, they are African. See, okay, to be African means you come from the continent of Africa. So if you come from the continent of Africa, that's who you are. So that means you're an African. So you do know. Do you also deny science that man originated from Africa, or do you say that's false science?
What are you talking about? I mean, what are you referring to?
I'm talking
Science.
archaeology. I'm talking biology. I'm talking science. In terms of the where did man originate? White scientists.
Egypt was an amazing civilization. It was not created by black Africans. I'm sorry.
It wasn't. Who created it?
People who are white.
How are people?
So ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping that you're all doing well today and welcome to the channel. So guys, there's been a debate lately whether all black people are origins of Africa, and biologically that is correct. And you're in for the shock because as much as we are debating this, certainly each and every person that is existing on this world, or rather earth, has like some ancestries, deep ancestries, background which is tied to Africa. So listen up. Biologically, or rather scientifically, Africa is a cradle land of man. But then again, this is not to blame any of you, because we have seen in the recent sense, even what is going on with America right now, with Trump trying to erase the black history, is because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know the origins that the origin that you belong to. And we have also seen how Africa was sold to even to the mainstream media and to every other person. So recently, people were just beginning to realize that Africa is not what was put in out there, because everyone was just speaking bad things about Africa. That is not how it is. So, but now for today, we are going to be seeing why every person that has ever existed actually has like a deep ancestry, black ancestry, which is tied to Africa. So most of the time, I know you will ask yourself, like, most people who live in Africa are like dark skin. Their skin is typically as mine, and you are like the other ones who are in Europe and all that, they have like a very fair skin. So this is because of evolution and immigration as well, and also slavery, I would say. So normally, like, if you've examined the African skin, or rather the African, the whole entire people, they normally have like a dark skin. But now what distinguishes them with the others is that the weather condition. Normally it's about the weather, and then again we had like a lot of gene mutation during these transitions in terms of migration period and the slavery period. So you find that in Africa, the weather is quite really humid, or rather it's very hot. And the African people have this melanated skin that protects them from the UV. So you cannot compare the weather here and the weather that are in Europe and also other parts of America. That is what now distinguishes your skin. And also it's about like evolution. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're doing well today. If you're new here, my name is Yvonne. This is just to enlighten you that apart from basing your thoughts on some theoretical findings, you could also find this scientifically and get to know the deep meaning of all this, and where also you as a Black person came from. And you can also be able to research about Africa, so that you can have like a very good picture how Africa itself looks like and all that. A good source of information will be when Speed visited Africa. He really showed a lot, and he showed what Africa is made of.